It's Georgia, UMass, and as far as I know, there is not a future NFL wide receiver on this UMass team. So hopefully we won't have a repeat performance of that game. But we're going to talk about it and the rest of the slate of college football next on Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is going on, everybody? This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel.com. More on them in a moment. They're the official sportsbook of Locked On Bulldogs. That's good because today we're going to be talking a lot about them. He is Daniel. I'm Clint. Thank you for the everydayers that are here every single day. Thank you for the first listeners that wake up in the morning and download this and listen to it. You guys are what makes us do this podcast. We're appreciative of you. If you're a loyal third segment listener, stay to the very end and thus be dawned a loyal third segment listener all the way through. Today we are talking about three things. We're looking at this UMass and Georgia line. We're looking at this game. We're giving our official predictions, score predictions, where that leads us on the betting line, as well as other notable games in college football and how that changes the landscape. If you missed yesterday's episode, go back and listen to it. Let me give you a little tease. We talked about the playoffs.
Okay.
Why does he always sound like a parrot? Just like, why does his voice sound like
trying to win a game?
Go back and listen to that. We talked about how Georgia's chances of getting a home game. I'll just leave it there. You need to go listen to it. But today we are talking about this UMass game. There are no, maybe they have a quarterback who can transfer for the sixth time, maybe on this game. I don't know. I made that up. He may have actually transferred 4 times. I don't know exactly. I'm going to figure that out because now I'm interested. Pumacha is. I'm going to do some quick research, but Pumacha has been once all over the place.
Once at Georgia Tech. That's all I know.
Is that all you know?
That's all I know.
Wild.
He was somewhere else.
He was, but last time UMass came to Athens, there was a 5'9" wide receiver who caused all sorts of havoc for us on the field, shut down everything else except for which was quite caused me a lot of consternation. I said some things I don't like to repeat on the podcast, but I do remember saying them at the TV. UMass has lost their head coach. This is the third SEC team they are playing because this just in, they like money. When you play SEC teams.
They hate success and they like money.
Thus described the majority of people that I know in life. So UMass comes in to Athens. Daniel, this line is outrageous.
Yeah, 42.5.
That's a lot of points.
It's a significant amount of points.
You teased the people yesterday. You said we're going to preview the game. You said you have a lock in the game. Is the lock laying the points, giving them to UMass 42.5? Is that the lock you have?
That's not the lock I have. You got to get.
That's not.
You got to get nuanced. When you go to a game like this and you want to bet on it, which I do on FanDuel, you got to get nuanced with it. Okay.
Silly.
So I'm going to give you 2 here. Okay. I'm going to go UMass total points.
Great.
Over 6.5.
Okay. Why is that? This is very important.
There's going to be a lot of people playing football in this game. A lot of people are going to be rotating in playing football in this game. Those young defenders are going to be subject to some lapses.
A lot of learning on the run.
Lapses in their abilities. So I'm going to go UMass over 6.5. I think they might get 3 field goals. I think they might get a touchdown, but a touchdown wins it for me, and I like that a lot. And then I'm going to go the full game over 55.5 because I think there's a chance that Georgia scores a boatload of points in this game for the same reason that I just mentioned, because Georgia's going to play a lot of guys.
What happens when those guys who have been sitting on the bench for a while, Daniel, get in the game?
They want to do good things. They want to score touchdowns. They want to move the ball down the field. We're talking about freshman running backs who are going to be running hard in this game. We're talking about backup offensive linemen who are going to be out there headhunting people. We're talking backup quarterbacks who are not going to get a ton of chances to throw the ball, but you best believe that Kirby Smart is going to get his money's worth, his $1.25 million worth, or whatever it's costing them to play UMass. And they're going to be throwing the ball with Gunnar Stockton in this game.
Yes, they will.
And so I think the points keep on coming. And so those are going to be my two locks. Over 55.5 for the full game, and UMass team total over 6.5.
That's quite remarkable. I don't have a single lock in this game because I don't want to go nuanced. I don't want to get into it. I'm not messing with this. The line is too much.
Do you hate my picks, first of all?
I don't hate your picks. The team total over for UMass. Now, Pumachat, by the way, 3 teams he's played for. Clemson, Georgia Tech, UMass.
Oh, he was at Clemson before Tech.
He was at Clemson in 2019. He was part of the 2019 class. Look, Pumachat, many people are saying, well, he's a mobile quarterback. He's quick.
Sure.
Just pump the brakes on that. Average this year rushing the ball is 3 yards per carry. So
it's not a thing.
3 touchdowns, a long of 33. He's almost got identical, nearly spot for spot completion attempts, yards, completion percentage, touchdowns, interceptions to last year. I do think they sneak one in because I do, to your point, think there's a lot of rotation. When a lot of rotation happens, guys are going to show out. Guys are going to go. I think I actually like the over more than I like the team total for UMass because I think there's a chance that 2s and 3s, I think Justin Williams gets in there and he can be just fine with him in there.
No.
It's just
Lord.
I cannot wait for that comeback. Talk about excited. I don't have a lock in this game. I don't hate your locks. If I had to find one nuanced line in this, kind of what you were saying, Daniel, I would probably look at some props for some players. If you're going to give me a Gunnar Stockton touchdown prop and put it at 2,
sure,
I'm going to take the over on that, Daniel. I'm going to take over 2 for Gunnar Stockton. If you're going to give me Nate Frazier over 65 yards, I'm going to take that. So I'm going to be looking for props is what I'll be looking for.
Yeah, those aren't going to come out till later in the week, but
correct.
They'll be on there. They'll be on there.
And I'll be searching them. Maybe we'll throw them up on the X machine. Is that what I call that thing now? I can't call it the Twitter machine. Is it the X machine?
I don't know. I don't think you call it. I think I would just.
You know where to find it. We'll post it. And we just assume.
Yeah. We'll put
a
rocket
it up. Coming back down to earth. You know where it's coming down.
You'll notice.
The Doge. No, you can't say that. I don't know. We're going to come back after this. We're going to give you more insights to the big games college football is having because there is a lot of them. But first, these. Holidays are coming up, and I don't know if you understand this, but you got people that are far away from you. You want to feel like you're not missing out on what they are doing and how they're celebrating. You want to stay connected to your loved ones, live far away, wish they'd be close to you. Well, guess what? We've got the perfect gift for you. Skylight Frames is a touchscreen digital photo frame your whole family will love. Upload thousands of photos from your phone and watch them appear in seconds. It's easy to use. Setup takes less than 60 seconds. You get to stream seamlessly. Invite friends, family, easily share photos via that free Skylight mobile app or email. No account, no subscription, none of that. Add new photos right from your phone from anywhere. It only takes a tap on your phone to send new photos, frame across the country. It's the fastest, easiest way to keep loved ones in the loop. They'll feel so much more connected to you. Right now is a special limited time offer for our listeners. Get $25 off your purchase of Skylight Frames when you go to skylightframe.com/college. That's skylightframe.com/college. Get $20 off your first purchase now. Skylightframe.com/college. But that's not all. We also want to let you know about FanDuel. Hello, Ding Dong. She's here. And it's fantastic. The official sports book of Locked On Bulldogs. Daniel's probably over there looking at all these lines we're giving you right now. Daniel,
I'm here. Yeah, I got that. I got the app pulled up. The account is flush with cash because we mentioned what we did last week. Once Georgia got down 10-0, we went on to the FanDuel. We bet. That's the beauty of it. You do the live, the in game. You can do player props. They've got everything that you need in the NFL. Especially they get you all taken care of. FanDuel.com. You make every moment more. The official sportsbook partner of Locked On Bulldogs, the official sportsbook partner of the Locked On Podcast Network. You go there right now. You make your first bet, Clint. I believe it's a $5 bet that you have to make.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
And then that bet wins, and you're talking about an account that's flush. They just flood your account with bonus bets. Enter the promo code Locked On at FanDuel.com or on the FanDuel app when you create a new account. Make a first-time deposit. FanDuel.com. Make every moment more.
We're going back for the locks. We're giving you for the big games. We're going to hit a couple of big games. We're going to hit a couple of games that maybe you're not looking at right now, but you need to be because there's some good ones out. Daniel, where are you starting on this beautiful amuse-bouche of sports Saturday?
Well, let's not bury the lead, okay? Let's talk about Ohio State, Indiana here. Let's
get to it. Here we go.
This is the game of the weekend, obviously. It's the big nooner.
Big 11-11er.
Get the cleaning done early. You got to get all the food prepped. You got to get everything ready to go because Fox is trying to systematically ruin college football with all of these noon kicks for the biggest games of the weekend.
They have noon kick, they have Gus, and they have Joel. So far.
Okay, that's the trifecta. The holy trinity of ruining college football is here.
Yep.
Ohio State at home is a 13.5-point favorite. Clint,
okay.
The over-under is 51.5. Do you have a lock in this game like I do?
I do.
I curious if we're going to be in agreement or not here. I am going to lay them with the Buckeyes. I do not think that this is enough points. I have this somewhere in what I said earlier was 13 to 17 points is what I thought this game was. And so I see here that it's a 13.5-point spread. That makes me feel like pretty good about going ahead and firing on this one. You look at Indiana and what they've been able to do. They have the 106th ranked strength of schedule in the United States of America. 106th. They beat Michigan by 5 points last week at home. Michigan is not an average football team. They are a very bad football team. Their best win, they have one win over a team with a winning record. And that is the 6-4 Washington Huskies. Friends, that's their one win over a team with a winning record. They're 10-0. Clint, I'm not saying Indiana's bad. I don't think they're bad. But I think going on the road to the Horseshoe in Columbus, it's going to be too much. I think Ohio State's defense is by far the best defense Indiana will have played this year. By far the best defense Indiana will have played this year. And I think Ohio State's offense is plenty good enough to score. And so I'm going to lay them with the Buckeyes.
This is where talent composition on a roster and being there before catches up to you in a big way.
This is a real Indiana, been there before type of game. Yeah.
This is a real been there before type of game. This is a real, we've been coaching longer. We've been getting talent longer than you have. And that's exactly what is going on between Indiana and Ohio State. I think Ohio State does roll late in this game. I think they pour it on very, very, very much in the third and fourth quarter, especially the fourth quarter. I think they go ahead and take care of business. If I had to pick another one, so I'm laying the points with Ohio State. I'm going with the Buckeyes. I'm giving them all 13.5 and saying, let's roll with it. If I had to choose one in Indiana's favor, I actually think the 7.5 first half line is okay. I could see this game 13-20. I could see the start for Indiana being up there. I could see them getting a couple of scores on the board, even 14, 2 touchdowns. I could absolutely see that to begin with. But this is a game where the avalanche comes in the second half, and it's going to get ugly. Indiana should not be in the playoff. Let me repeat. Indiana should not be in the playoff. Now, to be fair, Notre Dame should.
They will be. When they lose, they still will be in the playoff. Georgia fans, don't get excited.
This is why I am saying this now to prepare you. Notre Dame should not be in the playoff. They will.
But they will be.
BYU is more deserving than Notre Dame, and I know BYU like absolutely. So Indiana's going to get outclassed 100%. Daniel, where else we going?
I mean, maybe I'm betting with my heart here, and not my head. But
happens from time to time.
Give me Florida plus 10.5 against Ole Miss. I mean, it's a weird spot for Ole Miss, guys. In the swamp, DJ Lagway's playing well. All of a sudden, Billy Napier's got a little momentum like going. It's a weird spot for Ole Miss, guys. It's a weird spot for Ole Miss. 10.5. That's too many daggone points.
Give me the Gators or give me death. Guys, Ole Miss,
in most cases.
I am absolutely little Weldon Brothers parlay special, springing some on the winners of Florida. Here's why. They're at home. They're playing well.
Plus
Billy
300 on FanDuel. Plus 300.
Getting some juice on that. Ole Miss is coming in. And again, Florida defense showed out a little bit. There were some sacks had in that game. Running game is there. And DJ can pass the ball a little bit. He's been injured, but now healthy. Look, it's a bad spot and a weird spot for Ole Miss. They have a rival next week. They're disappointed in the rankings. They think they should be in the SEC championship. It's not. It's going to be Bama and Texas in the SEC championship. And Lane might start talking some silly stuff like that. Like, oh, it doesn't really matter. SEC championship doesn't matter, guys. All it cares about the playoffs. You don't think a transfer portal team that doesn't have cohesion going to start listening to that a little bit and maybe let off the gas just a few too many times before it's too late against Florida in the swamp? Because I do. Give me them points all day long. Daniel, an off the radar game that, look, I can't explain it. Syracuse is a hot and cold team. Sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down. We love Coach Fran Brown. We're all in on Fran Brown. Pigskin Petey, we love you. Glad to have you on the Q's train up there as well. UConn beats bad teams really well. They go to bad teams and they put it on them. Okay.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Teams that are okay, UConn has a little bit of trouble. Wake Forest, I said okay team. I didn't say great team. Wake Forest, they only lost by 3 points. UAB, they won 31-23. Duke, they kept within one score. I mean, Maryland, they got absolutely mollywopped by, but that's besides the point. Syracuse is too hot and cold. This is 10.5. Give me UConn on the points. I'm taking the points, 10.5, and I'm going with the Huskies because I think
with the fighting Dan Hurley's. Clint's already in college basketball season. He's already there.
We are going
so
to
he's betting on UConn
game. UConn.
We are going one more before to watch our team play in a March Madness game. By the way, Saturday morning in the Bahamas, Georgia plays Marquette, and it's a big one, guys.
It's big.
Check back tomorrow on the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. You better believe it'll be.
All right, hey, let's go to break, and we'll come back with some more locks of big key games. But first, these. And these are, in fact, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is back. It's fantastic. It's the best place to get real money on sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award-winning. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible. You just pick more or less 2 players for a shot up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. We love them. They're a great deal, Daniel. I have played them before. We get into the action, and we need you to as well. If you're looking to have a great time, daily fantasy, and you don't have to think too much about it. You just go more or less. You just say to yourself, man, I think this player's due for a big game. Boom, more. It's fantastic. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your players get injuries. If your player leaves in the first half, it doesn't return. PrizePicks keep your lineup live. Puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When the picks hit, I get my money as quick as 15 minutes. PrizePicks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discount selects players per action up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineup. Download the app today and use promo code LockedOnCalls. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today and use promo code LOCKEDONCollege to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. All right, Daniel, I gave the people at UConn before we went to break. What else you got for us?
Give me Minnesota at home against Penn State.
11.5?
Listen, it's 11.5.
Yeah.
That's too many daggone points.
Too many.
Penn State's played a horrifyingly bad schedule.
Yep.
Got embarrassed at home by Ohio State. Scored 6 offensive points against Ohio State at home.
Oh, no.
Minnesota's not a great team.
Nope.
But they are probably the best team that Penn State has played in quite some time.
Just think about that committee.
I think Minnesota's got a chance to make this game very interesting. And there's a chance that you might be texting your friends at about 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon saying, you need to turn on this Penn State-Minnesota game right now. So give me Minnesota plus the 11.5. And I'll just throw this one in because I can't believe I hadn't said it already.
We may be 3 for 3. We may be 3 for 3.
Are you going with me on Minnesota? Goodness.
Go ahead and say say your next thing, Daniel. No, say.
Well, I've been saying it all week. Auburn plus 2.5 against Texas A&M at home. I've been telling you I'm betting this game all week. So
that's the trifecta. Put
2.5.
Locked On Bulldogs. Get the logo. Stamp it right next to this game. Auburn's winning this game. Texas A&M does not want to be there. It's Jordan Hare. It's at night.
Their focus is on Texas. I mean Auburn.
Literally every second of preparation has been on Texas.
Is going to Texas. I mean Auburn.
Now A&M is not getting in the playoff if they win out. It doesn't matter if they beat Texas. They're not getting in.
Oh, if they beat Texas, they're in the playoff.
You think so?
In the playoff. Yeah,
but not for the loss to Auburn.
No, not with the loss to Auburn. Yes.
Okay.
But if they finish 10-2 with a win against Texas, they are in the playoff.
Ooh, that's spicy. Texas A&M's whole entire season.
You better hope that doesn't happen.
Come on, Auburn. Texas A&M entire season is beating Texas.
Yes,
Texas isn't playing this week, but A&M doesn't know that.
They don't play A&M this week.
They don't know that. Give me that 100%, Daniel. So we're 3 for 3 on a couple of games. I'm confused.
Okay,
and maybe Vegas has one up on me. Maybe Vegas. Okay, help me, Daniel.
Sure, maybe I can.
Help me because it hurts so bad. I don't want to hurt anymore.
Okay.
LSU has stopped playing meaningful football.
Yeah.
Brian Kelly does not have a team following him.
Brian Kelly is the least desirable coach in all of college football right now.
Jimbo is gone.
Could not field a job if his life depended on it right now.
Vanderbilt is catching 7.5 against this LSU squad. Now, you can tell me Death Valley at night. You can tell me that. That's fine.
Sure.
His team doesn't want to play for him.
No.
They have nothing to play for.
No.
They don't have pride because he doesn't instill it in them. He belittles them. Clark Lee, Vanderbilt, has a lot to play for and a lot of pride. How do I not take Vanderbilt in the points, Daniel?
I think you have to, but I'm certainly not. I'm scared to death of it. I am scared to death of it.
I'm going to give me the fighting Pavias.
This is a real. I'm going to be real short and sweet here. There's zero reason that the USC Trojans should be favored over the UCLA Bruins.
What is happening?
Zero reason. UCLA started this season, and everybody thought, Coach Foster had the absolute debacle at Big Ten Media Day. He, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this guy doesn't belong. And then they came out and they almost lost to Hawaii in week 1. They looked terrible to begin the season. This team, especially on the defensive side of the ball, has been getting better and better and better as the season has gone. Meanwhile, across town,
are the two programs in ascent together?
No, they're not going to meet at the summit. I'll tell you that. They ain't going to meet at the
Apex is going to be down one team.
I cannot think of a reason why USC would be favored over UCLA. I think this is going to be like a 7-point UCLA win. And so, yeah, give me UCLA plus 4.5 in the crosstown rivalry. Being played late at night. You don't get this game at night very often, I feel like.
No, you don't. No,
I like it.
It's a fun one. It's a fun one. Okay, look. You violently disagree with me on this next pick.
Okay.
You violently disagree with me.
I can't wait.
It's a playoff team with playoff implications. Okay. And a team I wish was in the playoff, but has no chance of getting into the playoff.
That's a shame. Georgia, then.
They're unveiling.
We already talked about the Georgia game.
They are unveiling a beautiful new uniform for this game.
Oh, I was just about to ask you, do you dare? I dare you to bet on Army.
Give me Army in 14.
I dare you.
Give me Army 14.5. I don't have to dare me. I'm doing it. Daniel disagrees with me violently on this game. I think Army keeps this game close. 14.5. Notre Dame doesn't have an identity anywhere on the field. Army does have an identity on the field. Even if this game is 3 yards in a cloud of dust on both sides of the football, Army came to play. They can be coached up. They got juice galore going on in that. I mean, Daniel, have you seen the uniforms?
I've seen the uniforms and they're spectacular. Have you seen the preview of what we're getting for Army Navy though? Have you seen those? The Army Navy preview? Because
if you all need to get in that game or get out of town. These are your choices.
I saw it on my phone. I immediately stood up and the speakers in my house began playing Lee Greenwood without any prompting whatsoever, just as soon as I saw it.
100%. 100%.
I am going to bet on Notre Dame. I'm going to lay the points with Notre Dame. You said it, and you were not wrong. We got too much agreement on the board this week. We are opposed to each other in this one. You saw what happened in the Notre Dame Navy game, Clint. I'll just say that. You saw what happened in that game. Army's a better team than Navy.
Thank you.
But are they that much better than Navy? Like Notre Dame absolutely waxed Navy. Could have done whatever they wanted with them in that game. I think it's going to be just another case of like Notre Dame's just got really big people. And Army just doesn't have people that are that big. They just don't have big people. And
you can't be 3 Bills and be in the Army in any sort of capacity like that, y'all. Like it just doesn't happen.
No, you remember when they asked Kirby Smart what makes the Ole Miss defense so good? And he goes, big people. They got a bunch of big people. And he was right. I think that's give me Notre Dame. All right, that was actually Notre Dame was my last bet. Do you have any more? Do you want to take?
I took Army because I'm an American, and so
yeah. I'll probably stand up next to you and defend her still today, but I'm going to bet on Notre Dame while I do it. So, do you want to bet Kentucky plus 20.5 against Texas? Do you want to do that?
I want to say this right now. I'm going to say.
Do you want to do that?
By the time Saturday rolls around,
you'll be on.
It will be done because
we'll be firing
Texas. Let me just say this, y'all. Texas.
Who are they beating?
Played nobody.
Who are they beating, though, Clint?
Literally,
nary a team.
Nobody. Texas will be absolutely throttled in the playoff.
Do you want Wake Forest plus 24.5 at Miami?
I looked at that long and hard. I looked at that.
Okay.
I can't do it because of Cam. Cam Ward scares me. I can't do it.
Yep.
But I want to.
Is there a chance SMU stubs their toe at Virginia?
100%.
In the early game on Saturday.
100% there's a chance.
I'll give you.
Feeling yourself.
This is the last one I'll tell you to look at. Friday night. Anything weird happen on Friday night, Clint?
Every week, something weird happens Friday night.
UNLV is 1 week away from the conference championship game.
What's going to happen, Dan?
And a date with Boise State. But they travel to San Jose State this Friday night, and they're a 7.5-point road favorite.
San Jose State, real quick, sneaky good team.
Listen, I love what UNLV is doing this year. Barry Odom, right?
Yeah.
Former Mizzou coach. He is running a game down there. I love it.
Next
San Jose
Arkansas
State
coach.
plus 7.5. I don't know.
We need to do a podcast on the coaching carousel, Daniel.
Oh, my goodness. It's just, I can't wait.
He is Daniel. I'm Clint. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Be here for the best podcast of the entire week. Get here now. We'll see y'all then.
See ya.